Downtown Austin is certainly the pulse of the city and continues to be an incredibly popular destination, not only for tourists, but people who are looking to make a move to the area. With the growth in Austin and the rapid construction development, I'm going to break down everything you need to know about living in downtown Austin. So it's really important to understand the nuances that each of these locations brings about, and that's exactly what we're diving into right now. Now, before I break down these districts that make up downtown Austin, let's talk about how Austin's downtown differs from what you often see in many other cities. In many of these other locations, you'll find that downtown is made up primarily of businesses that close in the early evening, and then the area becomes like a ghost town until they reopen the next morning. This is definitely not the case for Austin, and I think that's what ultimately makes it so popular and special. Austin's downtown has a great mix of historic charm with modern amenities, and it's truly the heartbeat of the city. In this small, roughly 1.5 square mile area, you'll find a whole array of spots, from educational and cultural hubs to parks and lakes, and of course the numerous music venues that give Austin the slogan, the live music capital of the world. Now, you might be wondering how exactly downtown lays out. Starting to the east, downtown is bordered by Interstate 35, one of our north and southbound highways, MLK Junior Boulevard to the north, Lamar Boulevard to the west, and Lady Bird Lake to the south. All in, this area is roughly 1.5 square miles, so it's not extremely large, and the city blocks are laid out in a really nice grid pattern, making it very straightforward for both drivers and pedestrians to ultimately navigate. With that being said, you can easily get around on foot, scooter, Uber, or a variety of public transit options without really needing your own car. Keep in mind, though, that being carless is really only true if you live right downtown. Otherwise, the area is quite spread out, and you may find yourself really missing out on some opportunities to explore the greater Austin metro. With grocery stores, restaurants, and entertainment options all within walking distance, the convenience of living downtown is really unbeatable. Locals who live and work downtown often refer to it as the bubble, meaning once you're in the bubble, you really don't want or have any reason to leave the bubble. In addition to all of the recreational hotspots you're going to find, downtown is also the central business district and the epicenter for government. After all, Austin is the state capital of Texas, and this is right where our Capitol building actually lives. So in the same area, you'll find the home base for numerous private sector companies such as Whole Foods, VRBO, Tito's Vodka, and even Chive TV. So a nice variety even within downtown Austin. Austin City Center is truly built for a variety of things: living, working, and playing, with businesses opening their doors first thing in the morning, people bustling through the city streets throughout the daytime, and live music even into the evenings. You'll really find that downtown is a super vibrant and active place at really all hours of the day. With that being said, you'll certainly never run out of things to do if you do live downtown. I'm not sure I would call downtown Austin a 24-hour city like you'd find in some of the larger metros throughout the country, but I would certainly call it an 18-hour city. Downtown is also one of the hottest real estate submarkets in the entire city. There are over 10,000 condos and apartments located downtown, with hundreds more currently under construction. So let's go ahead and talk more about those. The 1.5 square miles that make up downtown are split into several districts, each of them being unique. So we're going to dive into those to ultimately see which one best fits your needs and lifestyle. Before I jump in, I want to quickly welcome you to the channel, or back to the channel. My name is Aubrey Von Barron. I'm a licensed real estate broker here in the Austin Metro. I've helped hundreds of people relocate to the area, and my real estate team and I would certainly love to be your real estate resource of choice. So if you're considering a move to or within the Austin area, be sure to reach out to us in the information below, and we will get in touch with you right away. Starting at the inauguration point, let's begin with Congress Avenue and the Capitol Complex District. Congress Avenue is Austin's main street, and it divides all other cross streets into east and west. Congress itself stretches north from Lady Bird Lake all the way to the state capitol building and through the heart of Austin's central business district that I mentioned a little bit earlier. This thoroughfare is lined by skyscrapers and historic brick buildings, with the picturesque state capitol building framing the end of Congress Avenue. On that note, standing larger than life, the Texas Capitol building lives up to the statement that everything is bigger in Texas. This massive Renaissance revival style building was actually completed in 1888. It's surrounded by acres of really nice open space and park-like grounds right in the middle of the city, which makes it, again, incredibly unique and beautiful. Of course, the Capitol grounds also serve as a public space and, of course, a point of focus for every political march and special interest rally that one would imagine. By the way, I highly recommend visiting the Capitol building, which is free and open to the public 7 days a week. You can either take a guided tour, or if you'd prefer, you could just explore the historic halls and take pictures, ultimately at your leisure. But it's a really great spot to visit, and I would highly encourage it if you are in the area. Inside, you're also going to find more of a counter-style restaurant where you can just grab a quick bite to eat. And they have a really nice gift shop where you can pick up a variety of great Texas-themed souvenirs to take home with you. If you're entertaining friends or perhaps taking clients out in the area, hotel, bars, and restaurants are always an easy option to just take a break from walking around, or even soaking up some of the sun on a nice patio at the JW Marriott or perhaps the Line Hotel overlooking the really nice Lady Bird Lake. If you're looking for something a little bit more off the beaten path or perhaps with a little more character, many people really enjoy the history and historic design of the Driscoll Hotel that you're going to find over on 6th Street, which I'll talk a little bit more about here in this video. You definitely don't want to miss that part as well. You can also check out some really great authentic jazz at the Elephant Room. This is kind of a cozy basement style bar situated on Congress Avenue itself. Now, diving into a popular condo building in this Congress Avenue district, you're going to find the Austonian, which is the one standing at the corner of 2nd and Congress Avenue. The Austonian was built in 2010 and stands 56 stories tall with 163 individual condos. You have a 75-foot pool with cabanas, an outdoor kitchen, and fireplaces. And in the Austonian, you actually have a fitness center at the top floor with a 360-degree view of the city. So if that doesn't make you work out, then I'm not really sure what will do the trick. You also have a game room, spa, dog park, library, theater, and a wine cellar for all of the residents. On the ground floor, you're also going to find a few restaurants, so incredibly convenient. You have a well-known Brazilian steakhouse and another just casual eatery that serves up delicious lobster, crab, shrimp chowders, bisque, all of those great things directly from Maine. So really nice and convenient just to walk out your front door and explore some of those offerings. If living right in the heart of Congress Avenue at the Austonian appeals to you, a 1-bedroom, roughly 1.5 bath, averages about 1,250 square feet in size, and it's going to cost roughly $914 per square foot. If we translate that to a dollar amount, that is just over $1.1 million for a 1-bedroom at the Austonian. As we go larger, your 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms that average a little over 1,700 square feet are going to be selling for closer to $2 million. Of course, other units at the Austonian can sell for much higher, especially the penthouses. And as you get into those higher floors, it's a fantastic building and it's definitely very well known here in Austin. This next district is probably the one that has seen the most significant changes in recent years. Once a very adorable and quiet little neighborhood tucked between the Colorado River and I-35, that north and southbound corridor that I mentioned a little bit earlier, it's now one of the city's most popular night scenes, where you're going to find craftsman-style bungalows that have turned into bars with string light covered patios, food trucks, craft cocktails, and a constant stream of people just looking to have a good time. Rainy Street is a really nice, neat spot to check out. In recent years, Rainy has become a popular tourist destination, of course, and a really good spot for locals to live. And because of the incredible land and development opportunity here in this special location of downtown, numerous new high-rises have actually been built in the past few years and are continuing to spring up in the area at a really rapid rate. Whether you're local or just visiting, definitely stop by Banger's Sausage House and Beer Garden. This place draws a huge crowd with its live music, music, hundreds of different beer choices, and 30 different kinds of bangers, which is actually British slang for sausage. Overlooking Lady Bird Lake is the newer 70 Rainey building. This is a high-rise residential tower that has a blend of luxury living with outdoor spaces through their elevated garden that actually overlooks the lake and the city. So it's incredibly pretty and certainly picturesque with that backdrop. This roof garden, if you will, also has an infinity edge pool, a water lounge, outdoor grilling spot, entertainment area, and a variety of really nice garden spaces that they've worked into this outdoor upper space. Residents in 70 Rainey really get to enjoy the outdoors year round from this unique garden in the sky, I guess you could call it. This 70 Rainey building offers 1, 2, and 3 bedroom floor plans ranging from as small as 400 square feet all the way up to roughly 3,800 square feet in your penthouse lineup. In the last 6 months, the smaller one bedrooms were averaging a sold price per square foot of $800, so ultimately selling in the high 600,000. And your larger 3 bedrooms that are averaging a little bit closer to 2,000 square feet sold just below $2 million. Our third district is the Market District, and this is situated on the western section of the Central Business District from Nueces to Lamar and 6th Street down to Seahome. This area of downtown is really known for its health conscious and more upscale personality. You have luxury high-rise living, renovated low-rise buildings, and a really nice cluster of various bars and restaurants. The stretch of land situated between Lady Bird Lake and the Market District is known as Seahome. Once upon a time, Seahome was actually 90 acres of industrial land, and it was encumbered by a 1950s power plant, which was ultimately decommissioned in the 90s and closed indefinitely. That old power plant remained a well-known landmark for Austinites because of its Art Deco architecture, and you can definitely see that historical motif in this redevelopment and revitalization of this particular area, Seahome. Now, the Seahome section of downtown is a relatively new and a fantastic urban mixed-use area featuring open space, high-rise residential that I mentioned, retail, entertainment, and of course, restaurants. Right around the corner, I really need to plug Shoal Beach Park, which is a really popular stretch of the hike and bike trail system that goes all around the really awesome and popular Lady Bird Lake. The Market District and Seahome are places for nearly everyone. In this area, you can explore local brews and restaurants, live music, you can even catch a ballet around the corner or check out Austin's massive 6-story newer central library right here just blocks away. Many people living downtown wonder where they're going to do most of their grocery shopping. I find that that's a very common question. What's great about this particular area is that you actually have the Whole Foods flagship store as your main shopping hub. This is in fact the Whole Foods headquarters as well. Oddly enough, the Whole Foods flagship store is actually a really popular hangout spot too, and happens to be a place where I've spotted many celebrity faces over the years, especially as Austin has grown and become a little bit more on the map in terms of entertainment. If you have friends in town for the weekend or you happen to be visiting Austin yourself, head over to Irene's for a great brunch, or even pop into Sandra Bullock's little bistro and bakery named Walton's, all walking distance from pretty much most areas in this location. For the cyclists in the area, Lance Armstrong cycling shop Mellow Johnny's is right around the corner and a great spot for bikes and certainly cycling apparel. One of the most recognizable condo buildings straddling the Seahome and Market District at 301 West Avenue is known as the Independent. When it was completed in 2019, it was actually the tallest residential high-rise west of the Mississippi. Locals also refer to it as the Tetris Building or the Jenga Tower because of its staggered sections that sort of cantilever at different levels going up the tower itself. This building is nearly 700 feet tall and a substantial marker in the Austin skyline, being seen from miles away, at least for the time being. There's actually a new tower under construction in the Rainey District that I just mentioned called Waterline. This is going to be over 300 feet taller than the Independent. The Waterline is a really nice new building coming soon, expected to open in 2026. So I'm really excited to see how that actually comes to life. Inside the Independent, you have over 20,000 square feet of amenities spanning across 2 different floors. The amenities include a heated infinity pool with an outdoor lounge, lounge, a club room, dog lounge and washroom, a children's playground and playroom, yoga studio, fitness center, outdoor deck, and a business center. So again, no shortage of amenities in most of these buildings downtown. At the Independent, your one-bedroom condos are going to average a price point in the mid 900,000s. Two bedrooms are upwards of 1.5 million, and your three-bedroom units are pushing 2 millions and into that upper range. This is one of the most notorious districts in downtown Austin and certainly known as more of the entertainment space, featuring a long stretch of bars, pubs, live music, and certainly sidewalk pizza kiosks, if you will. The blocks between Brazos and I-35 are referred to as Dirty Six by Austinites because it's really the city's version of Bourbon Street in the French Quarter of New Orleans. This 6th Street and Red River district is one of those spots where live music is coming from every nook and cranny along 6th Street and also into the early morning hours. Because of all of the crowds, the streets are actually closed off to motorized vehicles on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights to accommodate over 20,000 people who are bar hopping in this stretch. That number can actually rise to over 100,000 people on major holidays, so you can see it can get a little bit crazy. This portion of 6th Street actually has some of the oldest buildings left standing here in the Austin area, and this is also where you can find a slew of tourist shops featuring belt buckles, hot sauces, t-shirts, and some other somewhat senseless Texas memorabilia that you might want to take home with you. The Red River district runs along Red River Street from 7th Street to 12th Street. This area is also packed with nightclubs and bars, concert venues, and you can find anything from local up-and-coming bands to some of the bigger names that pop up in a variety of these venues. Some of these music venues like Stubbs, Mohawks, Cheer Up Charlie's, and Barbarella's attract droves of concerts and nightclub seekers. I would say this area of Red River Street is definitely an extension of Dirty Six, but the music genre here is somewhat more of a melting pot. This may not come as a complete surprise, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but this area of town is rowdy and it can get sketchy at night. So if you do just want to check out the area for the first time, or perhaps you're catching a show at Joe Rogan's Comedy Mothership, a good time to bail on this scene is right around midnight, definitely before the bars close at 2 a.m. I am much too old for this stretch of Austin now, so if I'm visiting 6th Street, it's usually to see a favorite comedian at Joe Rogan's Comedy Mothership here on this 6th stretch. Outside of that, you probably aren't going to find me on Dirty Six. Now, with that being said, this spot might actually be your cup of tea if you're into a lot of late night music and bar hopping. That is definitely what the area is about. So if you're looking for condo life in this area, I'd recommend finding a high rise like the 555 condos. These are Austin's first luxury hotel residences, actually located at the top of the Hilton Hotel on the corner of 5th and Red River. These were originally built in the early 2000s. Residents have a really nice separate entrance from the hotel, and you can plug into the hotel's concierge service for a full service experience. Condos here range in size from roughly 750 square feet to over 4,000 square feet with 1 to 4 bedroom residences, and these range in terms of price. Sales and listings at the 555 in the last 6 months were in the upper 400,000s for a 1-bedroom, and that's typically just over 800 square feet. 2 bedrooms are averaging a little bit over $1 million, and the larger 3 and 4 bedroom residences are pushing over $3 million. Keep in mind though, these larger condos are over 3,000 square feet, so many of them are actually larger than your freestanding single family home. If you're considering moving downtown, be sure to reach out to us so that we can ultimately help you navigate this ever-changing downtown environment and certainly real estate market. With that being said, my name is Aubrey Von Barron, and my real estate team and I would absolutely love to be your real estate resource of choice if you're considering a move to or within the Austin area. So be sure to reach out to us through the information below, and we will get in touch with you right away. As you research the various areas of downtown and the unique lifestyle offerings of each district that I mentioned, remember that there's really something for everyone here in this city. Whether you're drawn to that historic charm of Congress Avenue, the vibrant nightlife of Rainey Street, or perhaps more of that upscale living that you're going to find in the C Home and Market District, or even the more wild atmosphere of Dirty Six that I mentioned and Red River, downtown offers numerous opportunities for exploration and certainly excitement. So again, be sure to reach out to us so we can help you navigate your next move here in the Austin area. If you're not quite convinced that downtown is the spot for you, you may want to check out part 1 of my video, Austin's most exciting neighborhoods, highlighting these great locations just minutes from downtown. Until next time.